What is good, YouTube? It is your boy Benji. We are back balling, man. And you know I mean straight business. I got the polo on. The button up is on me. Hold on. Let me hit that top button. Boom. All right, we back locked in, man. And I thought it was a cool video to check out. A lot of y'all know this, bruh. This meme, right? We got to where are we now on this movie? Because if you didn't know, this dude was like a super highly recruited talent at one point. So it's interesting to see that, I guess his time in prison is out and he's back out. So I mean, let's see where he is. So if you're new, please don't forget to subscribe.
The guy from the viral meme was actually a high school basketball star in Ohio before being sentenced to prison. In 2012, a video was taken of this kid fainting in a courtroom after he received a prison sentence, and it went absolutely viral on Vine.
That's crazy, bro.
But somehow, almost nobody actually knew who the person was in that viral clip. Well, this is Tony Farmer. Before the video of him ever went viral, before he ever spent time in prison, he was the best basketball player in the state of Ohio who had realistic dreams of playing in the NBA. Well,
That's
now
so
it has been
crazy, but a lot of y'all youth, man, that's crazy how like one decision can really adjust where things sit at, for your future. That's so crazy.
Years since that clip was taken in that courtroom, and a whole lot has happened in the life of Tony Farmer since that moment. So in this video, I will be breaking down his entire story, including his high school basketball days, his criminal history, and his eventual return to basketball at
So he's back. He's back out.
level.
He's
Tony
hooping.
Farmer grew up in Cleveland, Ohio. He was a very talented basketball player from a young age. During his high school years,
I think they were saying he was going to be the next
star at
LeBron.
Garfield Heights High School. Tony was a 6'7" forward that already had an NBA frame at the age of 17. He was super athletic and versatile. Tony Farmer could really do it all on a basketball court. By the time he was a junior, Farmer was rated as a 4-star recruit and had picked up offers from some high major programs like Michigan State, Indiana, and many others. Following his junior year, it was safe to say that Tony Farmer was just 1 year away from being a college basketball star and legitimate NBA draft prospect. But then his life took a turn for the worse. Just before his senior year, Farmer was charged with kidnapping and assault of his girlfriend. And there was clear video evidence to back up these accusations.
Hey, y'all. I hate to say it, but sometimes y'all got to stay focused. These dudes, these girls, they'll come when the time is right, but you got to stay focused. And that's a lot of things I think in life. Those parties, maybe, the drinks, the drugs, whatever it is, right? Do what you need to do to get to where you need to get.
When Farmer received his
But that's crazy, man. Sometimes
that
that quick flare up or whatever the situation was, it was a quick argument or whatever, just kind of so fast how that can turn everything on his head.
Floor in shock. And of course, that is when the viral video was captured and the
That's
meme
crazy how stuff goes
shared
viral
everywhere on Vine and beyond. Everyone laughed and joked about that meme just like any other meme. But almost nobody knew the backstory. This was an 18-year-old kid that had all the athletic talent in the world with NBA dreams. And in that moment, he realized he had likely thrown all of that away. Farmer ended up serving those 3 years in prison and was released in June of 2015. Now, obviously, those great offers he had from those high major D1 programs were no longer standing. But Farmer did not give up on his basketball career. He went to play for Lee College, a community college in Baytown, Texas. And it was clear right away that Farmer had not lost his ability.
That boy was hooping on the yard.
He averaged 17 points, 9 rebounds, and 2 assists per game over the course of 2 seasons there. After those 2 years, Farmer entered his name into the 2017 NBA draft. Now, of course, he did go undrafted. Not many players get signed to an NBA team straight from the JUCO level, especially not with the background that Farmer came with. This could have been the end of Tony Farmer's basketball story, but he kept on working because basketball was all he knew. And fortunately, his basketball career was far from over. Farmer was able to sign to a professional team in the Qatari Basketball League in 2019, and he really shined in that league. He averaged 20 points and 10 rebounds in 1 season there. Then in 2020, he signed to a team in Mexico.
Oh my
just before
goodness.
the season was suspended due to COVID. And this time away from basketball ended up being very bad for Tony Farmer, but I'll touch more on that later. In 2021, Farmer spent time playing in the first division leagues of Bolivia and Argentina. He led his Bolivian team to the league finals and averaged
crazy.
12 points and 6 boards in Argentina. So that finally brings us to 2022. Early on in this year, Farmer signed with the same Mexican team that he spent brief time with before the pandemic, and that is where he is now. He earned all-star honors in their 2022 season. So let's go back to this moment for a second. When Tony Farmer dropped to the floor that day, he probably thought his basketball career was over. He probably thought there was no way he'd go on to have a successful professional basketball career. But now looking back, Farmer has played and found great success in some of the best basketball leagues across the world for many years. He never made it to the NBA, but a lot of 4-star high school recruits never make it to the NBA anyways. Considering the fact that he took 4 years off from competitive basketball, the career he has put together is very impressive. But I have some bad news in the story of Tony Farmer. I wish this was the end of his story. I wish it was a case of a young teenager making a stupid mistake, doing his time in prison, maturing into a better person, and achieving great success as a professional athlete. But unfortunately, that is not the case. Back in 2020, after his season in Mexico was shut down due to the pandemic, Farmer was arrested once again. It was in September of that year when a warrant was put out for him for domestic abuse in Louisiana.
Dang, really?
After an incident with his girlfriend was caught on a doorbell camera.
What?
Now, I don't have all the information from this case. What we do know is that he was back on the basketball court the next year, so it doesn't look like he spent more time in prison. But Tony Farmer being arrested once again is sad to see. He's not 18 years old anymore, and it seemed like as soon as
I don't know.
he got into trouble once again. Tony Farmer is now 28 years old, and he will probably play professional basketball for quite a few more years. But I just hope that once his basketball career inevitably does come to an end, that he stays out of trouble.
Stop.
If you liked this video, make sure you check out
the scenario he got going on with these women, bro. What? Yeah, that is. I was literally gonna say it's a bruh moment right there for sure. Without self-control, your athletic abilities will not get to the NBA. That is facts. There's talent, and then there's a lot more that goes into play than that. Yeah. He says that's why Brown isn't going to Ohio. What? Yeah, man, that's crazy. Yeah, basketball was the only thing that was probably keeping him out of the scenario of being in trouble. Because some people with like too much free time on their hands, they don't know what to do. So I don't know, man. But y'all leave in the comments below what y'all think about this one, man. If you want to see more videos like this, leave it in the comments below as well. Stay tuned to the next one. Peace.